Hello guys and girls, of course. Welcome back for today's daily match. And well, I'm hoping for this one to have better quality than the previous one. I have the feeling that YouTube just messed up with my video. Not sure what they're doing on the video processing, but I do know that it doesn't look like exactly 99% exactly like previous videos I have. But yeah, I guess that's what we get, and hopefully this one will be better. But never mind that. So for today's daily match, I'm going to bring you guys a TVP for a change. We're always focusing on a lot of Zergs. I think it's also a sign that there's plenty of Zerg players around. And this match was taken from a best out of 3, which I think I'm going to be doing the whole best out of 3. I think all the 3 matches might be of quality. I only watched this one, so hopefully we're going to have some nice matches. And this match was taken from last night CraftCup. It's from the quarterfinals, and it's going to be an European face-off between 2 very skilled players. You have here the Red Terran SjoW. He's the Swedish player that is considering going for the GSL 3rd season. Would be nice. I mean, all Europeans, North Americans, Australians, Africans, doesn't matter. Should all try their luck and go there, because I would like to see them facing against the Korean pros. We might find some surprises. And he's facing here against the green Protoss mouzMaNa from Team mouzSports. He's a Polish player. I already presented him in the past. I think I did a match of him, or a couple of matches of him, facing against Red, the Dutch Zerg player. Were pretty cool matches, also from the CraftCup, so hopefully we're going to be going for a very nice and intense match. Another thing that I'd like to mention is that if you guys are interested on following the rest of the series from this CraftCup event that happened last night, you can just go on their website on craftcup.com, and they have there usually all the replays from the final brackets, like quarterfinals, semifinals and finals. Usually even some of the best matches from previous brackets, early brackets before all the quarterfinals and such. So it's a good option to just go there and take a look at them, because you might find some interesting games. And CraftCup has a very interesting organization, very well balanced, and they always take care of all the replays and provide all the match history and all of that for all of us to take a look at. So take a look there later on if you're willing to check more matches from this event. Anyway, focusing a bit on what's going on here on this match, let me just change for the production tab and get some HP bars up. Meanwhile, this probe is gonna get killed. There goes, mouzMaNa's scout is over. And meanwhile, on his base, interesting sim city here. As you guys can see, he went for the assimilator and as well for the gateway. Already has 2 gas, so he might be going for some kind of gas intensive build. But as you can see, he made his sim city in such a way that if SjoW decides to go for any drop here on the back, he's gonna get stuck here. Look, there's no way out, no exit. He's just locking any unit there. Interesting move here. Probably is gonna pay dividends in the future, later on in the game. And meanwhile, he's placing a pylon very far away from his main base. This might have only 2 significances. Okay, there's the significance for it. It's gonna be a Stargate on this corner. It could always be for him to be aware of any kind of move coming from the north side of his base, Banshee play or any drop, but seems like he just wants to place this building outside of his main base, making sure it might be working like a surprise for SjoW, because if SjoW gets a scan here, well, you won't be able to spot that. Meanwhile, getting a second gateway going down, so working out of 2 gateways with that Stargate on the move. And on SjoW side, he's getting his racks into factory, into starport, so 1-1-1 opening going on here, and the tech lab going down. We might be seeing some kind of switch here, I would say. Yeah, there it is, lifting it up instantly, and hopefully he's gonna switch it with the factory. Yeah, it is. So this is a sign that we might be seeing some Banshee play pretty soon, attaching that tech lab into the starport, and incoming the first Banshee coming out. Meanwhile, here on mouzMaNa's side, he's getting the Stargate to produce some Phoenixes, while he had this Hellion roaming around, scouting and checking if mouzMaNa already went for a natural expo, picking up an early base, which he didn't, and now he's using it for scouting purposes. A lot of waypoints marked there, and he's just roaming around the base, making sure there's no proxy pylons or any kind of cheese that might be pressuring him later on in the game and he might not be able to answer back to. So seems like that both players are aware that there's a lot of possibilities to their builds, and they're just not trusting their opponents, or at least a bit suspicious about their opponents. As you could see there, Mana also took his time to go back behind this shrubbery here to take a look at what's going on here, if there's no proxy racks or something like that. So there it is, first Phoenix going down, there's a second one already getting popped, and seems like that SjoW is going to invest on a Raven, while he sends this first Banshee from the right side of the main base. He's going to spot an expo here that SjoW is just going to advance into, and Mana just started building it not long ago. So there it is, spotting that expo. There's not much here for him to kill actually. I mean, there's a probe and nothing else, and it appears on the minimap that those two Phoenixes are going to fly here and intercepted and got killed instantly. And now heading into the main base from SjoW, I would say, flying there. Let's take a look at Mana's visibility. He's going to spot everything going on SjoW's base. Here it is, advancing into the main base, spotting that 1-1-1 opening, and there's already more buildings here. Oh, even lifting the working, delaying that second racks there, and now focusing his fire on the mules. Nice play. Meanwhile, as you guys could see here on the main base, SjoW going for that second racks, and also preparing his expo, getting in the command center down, while the Phoenixes fly above the base, with all those Marines trying to stalk them, shoving them away, and there it is, 2 Phoenixes go away. While on Mana's side, what else is he getting built here? Already the robotics facility. This is kind of an interesting opening and build for me, kind of curious. He's investing plenty on air units, it seems. 2 Phoenixes flying around, now getting a Void Ray, so he might be transitioning and going to invest on some Void Ray play. Void Rays are quite interesting units, I like them. The problem is that they're fairly fragile. You need to keep them at bay, keep them out of the front line on battles, because if your opponent is able to focus them, they're quite fragile and they get killed really quick. Meanwhile, once again, the Phoenix is advancing into the main base of SjoW, taking another look, seeing this orbital command advancing into the natural expo and trying to poke at him, but I mean, there's a lot of work to be done to kill it actually with only 2 Phoenixes. Focusing fire on one more unit from SjoW and getting it killed, but now having to run away. There's lots of Marines on the ground and they would be able to shoot those Phoenixes fairly quickly. Notice how Mana is picking up both gas at the same time. He's going for very gas intensive, also going for more Void Rays, so seems like he's gonna mess up a fair amount of Void Rays. Not sure for now, it's gonna be the second one. Maybe he's gonna get try to pick up a critical mass, maybe 3 or 4 Void Rays and make a push, or apply some pressure into SjoW. For now, the Phoenix is still flying around, noticing what's going on here. As you can see, SjoW going for the third racks, so what we might witness here is just SjoW committing to his M&M play, and maybe back it up with a bit of mech, because we already seen the Hellions coming out and some siege tanks, so I think it's going to be M&M backed up by a little bit of mech. Let's see how the unit composition is here. Yeah, there it is. Some Marines for now. First Marauder coming out. There's even some Hellions, but I mean, they're not doing much at the moment. Phoenix is still trying to gain map control and dominate all the moves that SjoW makes, lifting this Marauder. And meanwhile, SjoW already working on his natural expo. 4 mules instantly going there, and also placing some supply depots here on the back, basically doing something similar to what Mana did on his main base, to lock any unit that decides to go there. Big move here with those Hellions, trying to advance into the natural expo and burn some of those probes, but guess it wasn't very successful. The second Hellion was able to escape, but no kills at all whatsoever, and Mana flying around looking for that Hellion, but it's gonna miss it for now. Meanwhile, the big bulk of SjoW's forces advancing into the mid of the map. Will they be destroying those rocks there maybe? Yeah, seems like he's gonna take care of those rocks. Look at how all the buildings getting done here. Meanwhile, the Phoenix is once again flying up, killing a single Marine that was just got left behind, and flying back away, making sure that they don't get shot by this group of Marines. Income wise, we're fairly identical. Well, SjoW is actually leading a little bit, but he can push his income every time he gets mules down, so might be related with that. And incoming SjoW advancing with the bulk of his army, trying to move on the left. Scan going down, didn't spot anything there, and going on the right. Probably gonna have to take the HP bars out. I'm sorry, just way too much. Let's take a look. He's just advancing, getting his placement for the siege tanks, and now he is in range to start blasting at his expo. Not good. Seems like that Mana is waiting, and look at his Void Rays charging on the assimilator. Beautiful play there, loading the beam to be fully charged, and now blasting away at that Marine Marauder line. Whoa, really fast, but all those siege tanks blasting away the line from Mana, and this doesn't look very good for Mana. He has to pull back for now. Those Void Rays very fragile. That one almost got destroyed, and now SjoW will have time to focus fire on this Nexus and probably ruin the plans for having this Expo mining and taking the income out of it for Mana. Pop goes the Weasel, or in this situation, pop goes the Nexus. And now finally the first Colossus came out, also getting the extended thermal lance and more Colossi. But there's not much of this army that could withstand the big push that SjoW made, so I think that Mana just thought that as well and decided to hold back, and he's going to rebuild his base once again. So big loss there, but I think he's going to try to recover. Obviously this is going to show here on the income tab, as you guys can see. Meanwhile, the map control seems like these two Phoenixes are still taking care of any unit that tries to place on the Xel'Naga watchtowers. Mana seems to be very aware of this and keeps trying to shove them all away, killing Marines one by one, and now a big bulk of Marines advancing, but he will be avoided. Phoenix is running away, while all the units from Mana destroyed the rocks, and they're probably going to prepare to go for the rich mineral field. I mean, he doesn't have many other options. He needs to get his income boosted, because look at the difference at the moment since he lost this natural expo. And meanwhile, SjoW getting ready to place his base as well on the rich mineral field, so SjoW will pull even more away unless Mana just decides to take a risk, take a chance, and go for that big boost on his income from the rich mineral field and place a base there, get his Nexus down. Oh, that Raven got killed, and that Raven is a very important piece on the chess from SjoW. At least that's my opinion, because facing Protoss here, those Ravens are quite effective, especially when you go very Stalker heavy. They're able to just hold all the Stalker shots with the point defense drone, and that's obviously a tremendous help for the Protoss player. So now will he be willing to build another Raven? Doesn't seem like it for now. He's actually establishing a sensor tower there on the front and placing all his forces around it, so very well defended. A nice perimeter here by SjoW, once again trying to pick up the Xel'Naga watchtower, and the Phoenix is taking care of it. Mana has been taking care of all the units moving between those two towers. Pretty impressive. Already the assimilators going down. Mana still investing on a very gas heavy build. He always picks up instantly all the assimilators and try to transfer the workers to get it done. Meanwhile, SjoW is gonna push, advancing into the bulk of the forces from Mana, placing himself close to that Xel'Naga watchtower, and here comes the big confrontation. Whoa, all of those Colossi on the back already with extended thermal lance, focusing fire on the big line of Marauders, but these Marauders will be able to melt away the units from Mana, and Mana will be forced to pull back. Big combo here, all those siege tanks on the back blasting away with the range to the units from Mana, with the Marauders leading the way and focusing fire on this Colossus. There's not much left from Mana's army, still just a little bit left, as you guys can see here. Let's see the unit composition. 3 Stalkers, 3 Colossi, 1 Ray, 1 Phoenix, and seems like there's going to be a second push. Once again, SjoW just establishing his siege tanks, able to have range to blast at the base, and blasting away to all of this Colossus and the single Void Ray, and the Marauders once again taking the front line. Look at them putting all those Colossus down so quickly, and now there's basically not much left, though there's nothing here to shoot the Void Ray down. Finally some Marines showed up and killed the Void Ray, the unit that was left from Mana's army, and whoa, he just had to GG out of this match. Even reinforced with Vikings now by SjoW, so if he had more Void Rays or Phoenixes, now the Vikings would be trying to counter that. Pretty impressive and offensive assault here from SjoW, very aggressive, and I guess that Mana just noticed that, well, he didn't have any more army and he couldn't lose more bases anymore, so he's gonna pass to the second game, and the first game was taken by SjoW. He's winning 1-0. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. See you all later. Have fun.